Rest in peace to the Sony Spider-Man villain or Spider-Man list villain universe. Now, listen, apparently Sony is saying that there's going to be a reboot. There's reports all over the place. We're going to talk about it. Chris Evans is coming back to the MCU in a capacity alongside Robert Downey Jr. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a villain. Uh-oh. I had another window up, y'all. But anyway, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are both going to be in Avengers Doomsday. That's a lot to talk about. Does it seem like Marvel's getting desperate? I'm going to be real. No, because this does, in my opinion, echo a lot of comic book storylines, but I understand that it can look that way. We also have Kraven the Hunter, bombed at the box office, y'all. Listen, this is just a one-way ticket for Sony to look at this, take it seriously, understand that this universe did not work. And if they want to reboot it, there is a positive on all this. They can reboot this, learn the lessons, and then apply what they learned and take it and run with a new universe. But y'all, we've got a packed show to get to tonight. There's a lot to talk about, including, speculation about the Superman trailer coming out this week. We don't have that slated on the show, but guys, apparently that might come out this week. And my Broncos won. But y'all, let me get my co-host in here. What's going on, Lo? How are you, brother?
What up? Na, 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 na. I just saw War of the Rohirrim not too long ago. Loved it. I'll talk more about that later. But I want to say congratulations to your Denver Broncos, sir. That was a hell of a win for you guys. Y'all are heading to the playoffs, man. I wish I could say the same for my team, but we can't be good every year.
Yeah, man, it happens. I do think your team got injured up. With Ayuk going out. Purdy was out, not last week, but week before last. You've had a lot of injuries, so to be fair, you guys been injured
all season. We win some, we lose some. So.
Win some, you lose some. Our man Laser is back. Got his fries ready for the stream. That sounds really good. Yes, the SSU is not dead because today it was reported that they are just going to reboot. Listen, I think they can go a positive direction, but I'm worried about a reboot. We'll talk about it. But anyway, let's get our other co-hosts in here. What's going on, Ileana? What's up?
Hi.
Welcome.
Good. This is my first stream as a 27-year-old.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Everyone keeps telling me, "Oh my God, 27! You're just a baby." I'm like, well, it is what it is. But I'm enjoying life, and I have got my buddy here, Mr. Korok, and I'm ready to talk movies. Also, there's someone talking smack in the chat about Lord of the Rings, and I would like that to be acknowledged.
It's okay. Hey, it is not for everybody. It's okay. I will love it myself. I will bring the party. It's okay. I'm riding that Lord of the Rings banner. I will ride until dawn.
Listen,
you said there's dozens of us.
I'm gonna keep it 100, guys. I'm with Laser. Nobody's talking about it, man. I forgot about it, guys. I'm gonna be real. Lord of the Rings. How does it pronounce, Flo?
The War of the Rohirrim.
See, there's another issue. Don't nobody know how to pronounce that. So, the problem with a lot of movie titles now is that who knows what the hell is going on? If it was just Lord of the Rings, the anime, that right there, you at least know what to expect. Okay, I'm going to possibly get my favorite Lord of the Rings characters in anime form. Great. War of the who? Of the what?
The Ro and the Rohirrim.
Hey,
Rohirrim.
The Rohirrim are the horse lords of Rohan. But you know what? To my in your defense,
for the horse girls,
and 12 other people understand that. So,
yo, what was it? Birds of Prey. Why wasn't it just Harley Quinn the movie?
No, it had to be the emancipation. The emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, they retitled that. That was messy. I
mess.
needed to be in the room. I needed to be in that marketing room, please.
Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Made a Billy.
Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Yeah. Automatically, I feel like sells more tickets.
Yeah.
Right.
Pero pues.
Crazy talk.
What it is. How y'all doing?
What's going on, y'all? We got Kevin Davis in the chat saying Sony Pictures did have a decent year with Bad Boys Ride or Die, been in The Last Dance.
Okay.
Especially those two overseas. Those two overseas, the overseas crowd really liked Venom: The Last Dance, because that stateside we were like, overseas though, people really enjoyed it.
But it didn't make
If
as much
Monster,
as Let
why
There Be
bad?
Carnage. So,
What's that, Lo?
like, out of the trilogy, Venom: The Last Dance didn't do as good as Let There Be Carnage, but you know, it made some change.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of box office, Venom: The Last Dance, Kraven bombing the box office. Let's get to our roundup, Lo, and let's just chat the box office here. We got some crazy stories, huh?
Yeah, man. Let's check that box office pulse. Moana 2 pulls in 26.6 mil for its third straight week at numero uno. The numbers so far this weekend have been a little bit down, but Wicked maintained its strong run. Number 2, 22.5 mil. Its worldwide gross right now is about 524 mil. I don't think it'll jump too much farther. Maybe it'll sit at 600, but that's awesome for a musical. I think the record is it's the highest grossing Broadway adaptation ever. It beat Mamma Mia.
Damn.
It beat Grease. Yeah. So at least Wicked can say it is the best selling musical of all time. Kraven the Hunter, speaking of the devil, pulls in a very lukewarm, tepid 11 mil at number 3. Bad. Nothing ho-hum, nothing to scoff at, but Gladiator 2 drops to number 4, and followed by Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, both in the single digits. I'm not really surprised that War of the Rohirrim didn't perform well. As a diehard Lord of the Rings fan, I actually really enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I think it was a little overlong for the story that they told. It was a story that I was into, but to your point, Leo, it's definitely for diehards, and it's going to alienate casuals for sure. Just off bat, the anime format might deter people off bat. Like, oh my God, it's a Lord of the Rings anime. I don't think people are ready for that. And then the story itself, it does drag in some spots, but the action's fantastic, and there are some really cool visuals. So it's not all bad, but it's not the best thing I've seen in a while. So, but yeah, any surprises, Ile? What you thinking about the box office this weekend?
I think that Kraven the Hunter did great, because I did not expect it to do this well.
Yeah, 11 mil, but I forgot what was the budget, Leo?
Oh, I googled that.
It's like over 100 million, dude.
That's
it's like
right, like
10 million.
They are not making that.
No.
But what do we know about the box office pulse and business decisions in this industry?
I'm calling it now. Kraven the Hunter is on VOD before February.
Ooh, by Christmas. No, but you never. I mean, they already got 8 minutes. They just need another 100. Good Lord. But yeah, I honestly I think Moana 2 holding strong is not a surprise anymore, because Wicked has had more time to cook. I think the cultural impact obviously has been bigger with Wicked. I think Wicked has completely dominated the cultural conversation this holiday season, and I think it will continue to do so up until probably award season is over. So yeah, this is really fun to see. I am more excited than anything to see that Christmas box office. We got some heavy hitters for that one.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited to go to movies. I'm excited to go double feature. I remember with what. I know I'm going to see Nosferatu. I'm probably going to see something else, but I'm going to movies all the weekend.
Woo! Laser's saying Moana crossed 700 mil. Let's go.
She found a way.
Doing very well.
You think they'll do a third because of this?
Oh,
just to complete the trilogy?
I think I'm good off a third, but they might.
Till she's 90.
They're doing another one for sure. For sure. After this box office, yeah, they're doing a third one.
Oh well.
But yeah, I actually read in Variety that this same time last year, we're actually down in terms of box office numbers. So, and also it's lower than I think it was 2021, 2022, something like that. So I'm surprised. I thought we were doing pretty good, but apparently we're not doing as good as we were last year. So,
yeah, I think also things have gotten so expensive, like just generally, especially this year, and I feel like a lot of people have been kind of saving up for gifts and Christmas shopping at the moment, and as well. And this is just my opinion from what I've observed in the conversation, and like word of mouth as well, in the Puerto Rico market, I could say. a lot of people are more looking forward to the movies being released Christmas week than the ones leading up to it. Either they're anticipating that or they're rewatching Wicked. Like a lot of people just been, at my job or in my friend circles or like even in my timeline is like, oh, I'm seeing Wicked again. Or, oh, I'm waiting, kind of holding out and waiting for, X or Y movie during Christmas. Like I feel like these movies like Kraven and, Lord of the Rings, these like little releases that haven't had as much marketing leading up to Christmas Day. I think that could also be an influence here. But again, this is speculation.
But how about you, Leo? Any surprises? Did you think Kraven was going to do this well? I didn't think it was going to make double-digit mills. I thought it was going to be more like 8 or like 7.
That's what I'm saying.
See, that's what you were saying.
That's not doing well, though. I mean,
no, it's not. It's not doing well, but it's better than I thought.
Oh,
I didn't think we were going to go at all.
I feel bad for Lord of the Rings, number 5. Like you're at the bottom of the
That's messed up.
I don't even think it hit 5 mil.
Well, it just goes to show that it had a very, very poor marketing campaign. I just think it failed to pull in anybody beyond casual fans. Yeah. And even some casual fans aren't anime fans. So then you're alienating your own audience. There's just a huge misfire with a lot when it comes to the Lord of the Rings anime. Like the problem is, first and foremost, I'm looking at Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim, and I'm not like recognizing anything. There's nothing there that I'm just like, man, I gotta go watch that. Nothing. Yeah. So that right there is a misfire totally. Then it's anime. I love anime. But if I don't, I'm like, I don't know. Then you're further, it's a mess. But anyway, I do understand that Kraven, it was fast track because they really wanted to keep the rights to Lord of the Rings.
Exactly.
So they
and honestly, it
really
probably would have been better for a streaming movie, but they wanted it, like you said, Leo, they wanted to keep the rights to the film. So
yeah, I haven't seen it personally, so I can't speak on whether it's good or not. But Kraven knew it was gonna crash and burn. The movie itself, guys, I'm gonna just keep it real. It's middle of the pack in terms of the Sony Spider-Man movies. My favorite one's actually Venom 3. So I think it was like that upper echelon of them. I think he's talking about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure if that's Lord of the Rings, but okay, good to know.
What up now? What's up, Herb? But yeah, I think Kraven was like had potential, but it just was not good. Aaron Taylor Johnson, man, had he been a Spider-Man villain, I'd be all in. I think the performance was cool. The script was terrible. Maybe one of the worst screenplays in the last couple years. Ariana DeBoe's bad. I really like her as an actress, but whoever's her agent is really doing her really wrong.
I forgot she was in that, bro.
I didn't even know this was
Goofy.
Academy Award winner.
Academy Award winning.
And Kevin Davis is always on point with his predictions. I think he's right, and I hate to admit it, but
it's rough. I'm seeing that one tomorrow.
Lion King,
I'm seeing that tomorrow too.
Mufasa, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Guys. It has an entry projection of its opening being pretty bad. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot coming out in Christmas though, and I think Moana is still going to stay in the top 5 until
absolutely.
February.
And I think what Wicked and Moana have is just that family-friendly appeal. I think we talked about that last week.
They are easily marketable.
Yeah, my best friend has 2 kids, and she's like, they haven't seen Wicked yet, but they're planning a Christmas trip. Like they're making a thing of it.
Love that.
And I think, I just want to say what's up to Isaac. I think a lot of families are, there's that time of the year where if Moana is in a perfect spot for families to go to the theaters together. So.
Interesting. It's that. I think it's just, again, easily marketable. It's accessible. And if people are not, if you're an entire family going into movies, you're not going to be spending all that coin on just anything. It's got to be something that everyone's, it's got to be a safe bet. And rated R Kraven and this time of year, it's tough. It's tough out here. I think what Nosferatu has going for it is its marketing. is its cast and cult following in a sense, like more so for the director than Nosferatu as IP itself.
Had to highlight this. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Oh,
But to your point, Eli, I think the marketing for Nosferatu has been really good. They've been
100%, and they've been even using, and I hate to say it, but they've been even using like good influencer marketing. Like I've been seeing some really, really cool. I do like to follow some fashion girlies that are like more genuine and just more fun and funky. The kind of alt girly influencers, Nosferatu has been sponsoring their little videos. And I'm like, we love to see it. These are normally not, faces you see on the, in these influencer campaigns. So I love, giving the gothic alt girlies some I don't know, some exposure with this. And that kind of a niche, you could say, is really working for Nosferatu. So I think even though it's rated R, even though it's let's say not as accessible on Christmas Day, I think there's a crowd that is 100% anticipating it because of its marketing.
I think for this entire year, it's been slowly building, and I think the trailer that everyone's probably seen in theaters by now, I think it's really building itself as an event picture, which is awesome.
Sure.
In my opinion, it is an event picture, but I think it's presenting it that way to audiences, which I think is great. So,
what is?
Nosferatu.
I mean, hell, Northman, the last Robert Eggers, those theaters were sold out all weekend. Like, we had to struggle to go see Northman opening weekend like 2 years ago.
What was the budget for Nosferatu?
I'll let you know right now.
It's a good question. Let's see.
I don't know.
It's got to be a pretty penny.
I don't know, fam. I'm worried.
2.5 mil.
That's not bad at all.
What?
Well, let me hold on.
Yeah.
What was it?
Let me make sure it's the Nosferatu 2024 budget.
No, it is.
It is? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, adjusted to inflation, probably with the marketing too, it's more like 11, but that's great.
What is it, y'all?
2.5.
For real?
No.
That's got to be for the original. That can't be the 2024. Where's the budget? All right, we're moving on. I can't find it.
No, I found it. It is.
You found it? It is for real?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
what the hell did he pay the cast?
It cannot. I'm sorry. That's insane.
You're like, lies.
No. Wait.
It says it's not available, man.
Hold on.
I don't know. I saw an article that said 2.5.
I see before taxes, the film recorded spending of 23 million pounds.
Still not bad. Still not a humongous budget. I think it could make its money back over the course of like 2-3 weeks.
And I think Perp has a good point. Horror fans have been showing
they showed up for Long Legs.
Yep. Look at Long Legs. You look at, there's a lot of successful horror films right now. So,
and even Smile 2, I remember did really well.
Smile 2 did really
Long
well.
Legs was another one this year that did really well. I don't remember. I think Heretic did okay.
Most recently it wasn't bad at all because that budget was really small. That's the thing with horror films too. It's like they're not
good turnaround.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good stuff.
All right, y'all. We actually have a bunch to get into, so that wraps up the box office pulse. We'll see how long Moana and Wicked can hold, but I think it'll hold at least until Mufasa. Is that next week, guys?
I think it's this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's next week.
At least the screen.
So we'll see how everything shakes out after Mufasa enters the conversation. But let's get to one of our huge storylines this week. Chris Evans will be returning to the MCU for Avengers Doomsday in an undisclosed role. A lot of rumors are going rampant right now. We might see Hydra Cap, maybe some form of variant. I don't think he'll be playing anyone other than a variant of Steve Rogers, but at the same time, who knows? Because Robert Downey Jr. is playing Victor Von Doom, apparently. So I think it's wide open here on where we can go. But Leo, have you had your ear on the ground with some of the developments here?
Oh, yeah, guys, listen here. I'm really excited for this development because honestly, when Robert Downey Jr. was announced, I knew that's what was going to happen. I knew Chris Evans was going to come back because there have always been a lot of stories of like Avengers and characters coming back to fight the others. So I figured that was a cool way to reincorporate those actors into the MCU again. I know it may seem desperate, but I don't know. I guess I seen it coming from a mile away, even before the stuff with Jonathan Majors and all that, like the bombs at the box office. I figured that's where they were going. Thor is still involved in the MCU.
I'm surprised how much backlash this got. Like, a lot of people were like, "Oh, MCU's desperate," like you said, and it's like, what's the big deal? I think for the multiverse saga, it makes sense.
I saw a rumor of which character he was going to play, but I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, from
like a random character I wasn't familiar with.
Lowe's thumbnail, this might feel like he's gonna do his Hail Hydra moment.
Well, there's a rumor of it being another character, Nomad. Right. I think. Yeah. Right? Is it Nomad, y'all?
But wasn't he okay? Hold on, I remember Nomad, but wasn't he like referencing Nomad in Infinity War when he was on the run? So he had gave him his Nomad look,
and he had like the star like dark like, etched out.
Exactly,
almost.
It was like etched out. So I feel like he already had his Nomad moment. Like at least to me, and I think maybe to like a general audience. I don't know. It feels.
I don't think a lot of people got that reference though, Eli.
You think so?
I think a lot of people were just like, "Ooh, Rogue Captain America."
Ooh, Captain America. He's rugged now.
Yeah, he's wearing all black.
Ooh, you went goth. Perhaps.
Oh, by the way,
I like the scarf thing he had. That was cool.
Yes.
Real quick, y'all. I want to let y'all know. Quick little breaking news here that happened today. Spider-Verse is not coming out next year. And I don't think that's a surprise.
I could have told you that. I could have told you that, Leo.
Beyond, right? That's Beyond the Spider-Verse. I heard there's a lot of production issues right now.
It's done. It's not done. I'm sorry. Happening. It's not coming out.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Big bummer. Also,
but I would also rather that animation team get sleep.
Yeah.
Haley Atwell is going to be in.
Oh yeah, that's another one
as well.
Yeah, she's returning as well, and I think did it say she was going to reprise her role as Agent Carter?
I can't remember. So let me see.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we might see a couple variants here for sure.
All right. It just says we'll reprise her role.
Because it makes me wonder, right? Like whatever universe Robert Downey's from, that whole universe I think is going to be interesting. Like wherever that is.
It just says Peggy Carter, so it doesn't say who she'll be.
Do we think for the 12 of us that saw the Marvels, do we think that this is going to be like that X-Men universe that we saw at the end of the Marvels? Like, are we just going to get into that? Because if it's that would feel, first of all, less complicated. That's one.
You're cooking, Ile.
Let her cook.
We had Kelsey Grammer Beast. Ooh.
Correct. Like, it could be, I'm not saying it's the OG 20th Fox, like, X-Men universe. I'm saying we're getting all these characters, all these variants in this interesting, funky little universe that we've already gotten a peek into, and that way we give like a fun continuation not only to the Marvels and like that storyline that ended there, but to Lashana Lynch's character that I can't remember the name of her character right now, but I know the actress. But yeah, I think that would be interesting. And
Maria Rambo.
Rambo. Thank you. Yeah. And then it would also be a way of getting Carol involved into that, trying to go rescue her. So that there's a storyline that does make sense here, possibly. But again, we're spitballing here. We're speculating.
Welcome to the chat, James. Yeah, he says hopefully it's good. Nobody wants to see a trash movie.
Nobody wants to go into the movie theater and see a bad movie, but I like everything. It's relative.
I trust the Russos. I don't think they're going to give us trash. I don't think they're going to give us something that we'll regret.
That called the Gray Avengers, we're good.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully not.
Gold Searcher, welcome to the chat. He said he's more excited about Jeremy Allen White voicing Jabba the Hutt's son. I was going to say that was a weird casting for me, but okay. I'd rather see him be in Star Wars. But you know what? It's to each their own. To each their own. He thinks it's desperate too. The Chris Evans casting, but let's see a trailer first. Let's see how this plays out.
It's gonna be a wait and see for me
because I trust the Russos, so
we'll see what happens. If they go into the Hail Hydra that storyline though, like that would something juicy. Give me if we're gonna do all
I
this.
love
We're
Hydra
gonna
Cap.
rehash.
Yeah, we're getting evil
Let's
Tony
just
already.
commit to the bit, guys.
Hell yeah.
You want to go
Wait.
crazy? Let's go freaking crazy.
Wait, James says as long as it's not like any of the Netflix. Are we talking like Daredevil?
No, I think he's talking
Hold
about the
on now.
Russos. Like, what was it, the Gray
Oh.
Man?
Oh no, yeah. The Gray Man is the Netflix show.
Gray Man was bad, yeah.
No, and then what was
not
that one?
bad,
Cherry?
but not great.
Cherry with Tom Holland?
They had Cherry on
Cherry,
Apple
yep.
TV.
Gray
They
Man.
had the Russos did the streaming platform tour. Let's talk about it. They had Cherry on Apple TV. They had the Gray Man on Netflix, and then on Amazon Prime they had that show that I don't even remember. That too, but they also had this show with Richard Madden and Priya. I don't remember.
It's Priyanka Chopra. It's the same show.
Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah,
that's called Honey Bunny.
Huh?
That's called Honey Bunny. I thought it was called something.
I think
else.
it's related, right? Like that's a spinoff.
Yeah, the spinoff is called Honey Bunny.
Oh Lord,
what is the show called, y'all? I can't even think.
The guy from Bodyguard, he's in it.
The guy
I literally
from
just watched it.
Not Eternals, Bodyguard.
I literally just watched it. I have a video on the channel.
Oh. Nice.
What
I was gonna say, I think
so called.
That's
Citadel.
how well marketed it is.
Citadel.
I like Honey Bunny. That's it. Citadel. There it is. The other.
I did like Honey Bunny. What I saw, I liked Honey Bunny.
Yeah, and also I know they didn't direct it, but weren't they heavily involved with getting Extraction made as well?
Yeah, produced.
Yeah.
So and listen, that second one, fire.
Yeah.
I think the best thing they've done since Avengers Endgame, and this was obviously in development before Endgame release, was get Everything Everywhere All at Once made. You know, I think that's been their best contribution.
I think
to society.
I think they do know good movies, like as
for sure, but they also know how to cut a good check.
Oh yeah, very much so.
I was gonna say I'm excited. I think at the end of the day, we don't really know a lot yet. None of this is all speculation at this point. So
exactly,
I'm here for it.
This is no longer the box office pulse. This is speculation live.
Yes.
All right,
y'all. The first official trailer for 28 Years Later has been released. This is seeing the return of Academy Award-winning director Danny Boyle, Academy Award-nominated writer Alex Garland. They are reteaming. Cillian Murphy's coming back. In the photo, you see Aaron Taylor Johnson. We also have Ray Fiennes in this film and Jodie Comer, who I love. And I saw this trailer in theaters, guys. Yo, the sound design, the score, the vibes, we are back. I don't know if you guys remember the first 28 Days Later back in 2004, I believe. And it was also followed up by...
2002,
My fault, 2002. It was also
no, it's crazy.
by a pretty decent sequel, 28 Weeks Later. I'm here for this franchise. And I think, especially the first film, 28 Days Later, man, the first time I saw those zombies running full speed, I was like, this is a whole new ball game, man. That rage virus was no joke. And I think there's an interesting discourse online about, are they really zombies? Because people are calling it infected and they're not really zombies. But look, regardless, it's scary as hell. And I am here for the original director and writer returning. And of course, Cillian Murphy, fresh off his Best Actor Academy Award. I'm excited. This trailer knocked my socks off, man. Eli, did you see this trailer yet?
I did, but I didn't have as good of an experience as you did because I saw it on my phone. Lord. So
yeah,
I loved it. I thought it was really interesting, but the way you described it, I'm like, damn, I could have seen it in the theater. But yeah, I think it's really interesting. I remember, and the reason I burst out with the 2002 release is because I searched for it the other day because I swear to God, I was like, oh, this is from 2005. This wasn't, a whole 20 years ago. No, it was 22 years ago. And I felt crazy for a second. But yeah, I saw that movie way too young. Let's be super, super duper real. So I don't remember it.
So crazy.
It's insane. I grew up watching zombie movies, but there's a lot of them that I was like, okay, that was fun. And I never saw them again because they scared me as a kid. So I don't remember it. I know it was fun. And watching this trailer, I also saw a headline saying, and reminded me because I remember when it was in development, this was also announced that they filmed this on an iPhone 15. which is an interesting tidbit. But you know
Yeah.
what? Once again, horror is that budget girly. She's that thrifty girly, and she's here to stay. And I think it's gonna be fun. It looks good. If it is like actually true, and I'm sure the iPhone was on the super advanced rig. When you have good lighting, you have good rigs, and you have good production overall. Doesn't matter if it's an iPhone to a certain degree.
And I imagine
But,
they had attachments of like lenses
for
and all
sure. Like
kinds of
they
stuff.
definitely maxed out that iPhone's capacity.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks good. It looks fun. I really, really enjoy that it is so far into the future because I think that's something I also like about Last of Us because you get to see just a completely different take on what society could look like, like a whole last pretty much generation later. And that gives way for some really, really creative things, or sometimes not so creative. It depends on the movie. But yeah, this looks fun. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. It definitely looks better than Kraven. So I'm here for it. I'm into it. And I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've had like a proper like zombie movie in theaters. Because I feel like the zombie kind of trend, the best we've had in recent years has been more shows. Especially of course with The Last of Us, which I believe season 2 is also coming up on us pretty soon. So yeah, this is fun to see. I think people are craving it, but they're I think they're just
No pun intended.
I think people are craving the zombie genre, but they want that twist. I think that we've seen the fun stuff we can do in The Last of Us, so definitely hope that we get some crazy stuff here.
Hey, shouts out Train to Busan, which I didn't see originally, but Train to Busan was fantastic.
I can't watch Train to Busan. It gives me anxiety. Like I started and I was like, ooh, this is
No, and it gets you in the feels too. It's got a really good heart in the center.
Yeah,
of it.
I gotta finish it someday. But I know every time I see Train to Busan, I'm like, oh, this got me stressing.
Leo,
so,
how
it goes to
hyped
show
are
how
you?
good.
How hyped are you for 28 years later, Leo?
All right, I'm gonna watch the trailer, y'all.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna save
You
it.
didn't see it yet?
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm really excited. Everybody involved, everything about this. I'm so hype. I'm willing to wait.
I have to give it to the trailer though, Leo. It doesn't really show all that much, and I like a trailer that does that. I liked how smart they were with the exposure. We barely see zombies in this trailer.
Yeah,
at least that's how I feel. Like we're just.
I think visually, it's really interesting. Like that
James
little
wants
brief
me to
little
die.
The kids watching the TV, and then the mom like and then like I think there's like a tower of skulls. A lot of like interesting visuals, like really cool visuals.
Yeah. It's ominous. It's very ominous, and I like it. I feel like there's gonna be there's some kind of mystery to dig into here.
James
and also, like, is it set in Ireland, which I think is fun.
Yeah, I think it's on an island because the original film was obviously in the UK, but I think it migrates to this is like a different island, I think, and it's like all isolated. It looks like
that's cool. I like it. Different, very different.
Are you gonna do a reaction, Leo?
No.
And that's that. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. This has been a great stream.
With that being said, though, I'm here for it. Keep an eye out. I can't remember the release date for this, but I think it's next year for sure.
I think it's next summer.
Years later. All right, y'all. A$AP Rocky set to star alongside King Denzel Washington and Ice Spice in Spike Lee's latest joint, Highest to Lowest. And look, y'all, I know his Old Boy remake got kind of shredded by fans and critics alike. However, I do like Spike Lee as a filmmaker, and apparently Highest to Lowest is in reference to Akira Kurosawa's High and Low. It's going to be like a modern reworking of that story, and I think not that he wasn't the right guy for Old Boy, but I think this might be more his speed. I think a Kurosawa tale is easier to digest, especially for modern like American audiences. So I think we'll see. I mean, I trust Denzel. It's their 5th time collaborating together, including classics like Malcolm X, He Got Game, The Inside Man. So him and Denzel's magic. I don't know about A$AP Rocky and Ice Spice. However, I'm interested. I'm here for it. Leo, what do you think about this specific news? There's a lot going on here.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, I'm excited. I think that Spike Lee's definitely still got it. His last movie, The Five Bloods, was great.
So good.
I've loved most
Love
of his
the Five
filmography.
Bloods, dude.
Yeah, so good, so good. Black Klansman before that. Like, dude, we've had some hitters from Spike lately, and so
he's got the sauce.
I do worry about Ice Spice. I get it. I understand where people fall with that, but like, maybe she's good. Maybe she's got some talent. Maybe Spike saw something in her that we didn't see.
So, I think there's a lot of like musicians and rappers that cross over, like, you know, Ice Cube, LL Cool J,
Ariana Grande. Well,
or we have a Frozen theme here with the
Frozen.
Names. Well, you went Ice Spice, you went Ice Cube, you went LL Cool J.
Hey, Ice-T. He's like, was he a Law and Order? Like, he's doing great.
My head went flying and everything.
Hey, all of them crossed over.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so there's some good ones. I'm really curious to see how Aesop does. I think Spike confirmed that I think he's the lead, Aesop Rocky. So
interesting.
Ile,
I had no idea Ice-T had an album out this year.
Nuh-uh.
We're finding
November.
things out tonight on stream.
Hey.
Weird.
But how about you, Ile? Any thoughts on the new Spike Lee joint?
I trust the process. Spike Lee hasn't disappointed me yet. He's got the sauce. He's a little kooky. One of my most prized possessions is a Cannes signed poster of his. I met him at Cannes 3 years ago, so I don't know. I'm biased. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, when he was the president of the Cannes jury in 2021, I went to that Cannes.
Okay,
and I got to meet him.
Was
and
that the same? Wow, that wasn't the same night that he did the "Not My Cup of Tea," right?
I don't remember actually. No, I think Not My Cup of Tea happened on another night.
Okay, that was like a different.
Okay, I think it was at an actual like awards show. Yeah, because that was about Green Book. I think he was talking about Green Book. So that was actually before that Cannes. That was 2 years before. But anyways,
I forgot Aesop was in Dope. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Aesop is taking a note out of his partner's playbook here.
Aesop's he's not a bad actor, I don't think.
I've never seen him act, but I'm not gonna like discard him entirely. I definitely think that he has leading man, like, you know, attractiveness about him.
Oh.
So I think, you know, he's got a face for a poster. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, I'm just saying. So I'm gonna let him cook. Here. I don't know about
is it giving the bacon, Ile?
The sexy bacon is crisping. It's cooking here. I think I think once you get this man and some fine cinematography, he's gonna look good. He's gonna look real good. So I trust the process here. I think Ice Spice is just I think she's a means to an end, probably. I don't think she's gonna be that big of a role here.
Yeah.
That's just the impression I'm getting. Because once you get these news and these castings, and you know they make all this fuss, and then when you actually go see the movie, they're in the movie for like 2 seconds, you know,
right?
Like it's not honestly, like Julia Fox was the heart and soul of, you know, Uncut Gems.
I think she'll be fine as long as she doesn't do Cardi B in, what was that, The Fate of the Furious? Was that Cardi B?
Yeah.
As long as she's not that.
And as long as Aesop is not Rihanna in Battlefield or Battleship.
Oh no, Battleship.
We're fine. I think we're fine,
you know,
guys. Good director.
I erased that movie from my data bank.
Same here, man. I forgot that existed until Eli brought it up.
Was it Liam Neeson? Liam Neeson's in that.
Probably. I believe it. It's there. It exists.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I love a good Spike Lee picture. So
love it.
We'll see. Another interesting take from the indie world: Austin Butler set to star in Luca Guadagnino's remake of American Psycho. Here's one thing I'll say real quick. I don't know if American Psycho warrants a remake, but in the hands of Luca Guadagnino, I might have to let him cook, y'all.
Right.
He did his own reimagining of Suspiria from the great Dario Argento, which I thought was fantastic. I liked Bones and all. I think he's a good filmmaker, so I'm willing to kind of like just see what happens here. And I think if anyone's going to do this, I like the choice of Austin Butler. but I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if I love this idea, but Leo, how do you feel about Luca Guadagnino's upcoming remake?
I like this idea, man.
You don't like
Luca
it?
hasn't missed for me.
Oh wait, you do like it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I really like it.
Okay.
Luca hasn't missed for me. Yeah, I like Austin Butler as an actor. Didn't love Elvis, but a lot of that is due to the heavy perspective changes, and then some of the scenes were kind of weird.
Right.
But honestly,
a lot of Colonel, a lot of Tom
Austin
Hanks.
I do like Austin Butler. I liked him a lot in Dune Part 2. Liked him as
Hell yeah.
Elvis. I like him in everything I've seen. I even like that biker movie. What was that
Yeah,
called?
dude. I like the Bike Riders.
Bike Riders.
Bike riders, yeah.
Yeah, with
The
Tom
most simple
Hardy and Jodie
title,
Comer
Bike
was
Riders.
his wife.
Yeah, I like that one. And so I think this has potential. We'll see what happens. I think we're jumping the remake train way too early with a lot of these movies, but hey, whatever. I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Because it has been 24 years, but we still don't need it. It's still too soon.
I feel like it has such a cult status.
It does.
I just feel like
it still
don't
does.
touch it yet. Like give it a little bit more time.
And not only that, it's so funny because like a lot of people just completely just don't know or don't recognize or just dismiss that a woman was behind the original American Psycho. You had Mary Harron as a director.
Mary Harron, yep.
And you have such a you blink and not blink and you miss it, but American Psycho went over a lot of people's heads, especially like I guess during that time.
Right.
And I love Luca Guadagnino, don't get me wrong. I think he's a phenomenal filmmaker, but I feel like I don't know. I can't help but feel inevitably he's gonna miss a bit of the point of like criticizing, hyper misogynistic white men and narcissists, all that. I feel like he might miss the point and get lost in the sauce of the aesthetics of it all. But that's just me being overly cautious.
What's interesting, Eli, is that the American Psycho is a very American style of like that whole 80s yuppie thing with the suits and the cards. That's like a very American type of culture. So I think to your point, that is going to be an interesting perspective coming from a European, so to say.
Yeah.
But
it could be interesting in that point because you're seeing someone who's not American, seeing how Americans look to the rest of the world, perhaps. So
right.
Maybe
kind of like how Alex Garland did
fresh.
Civil War, which some people loved, some people didn't like. But yeah,
it could bring something interesting. But again, I don't know. I think I'm being cautious with this one. I think it's going to be good, but I think the thing that might bring it down for me eventually is whether he gets the point or not across.
Yeah,
you feel me?
And I think what James was saying about it being more like the book, I think that will be really interesting. Because I'm not familiar with Bret Easton Ellis's book, but that'll be interesting. And I think my thing is, if someone were to tell me like, oh, well, we're gonna remake Fight Club or something like that, I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like, I think to your point, I don't know, I wouldn't.
Fiction.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. I just feel like that's not a move I would make. So
when if we remade Sound of Music? Like when have we done that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's been enough time passed with that one, right?
But what should we?
Oh, should we? Interesting.
It's kind of one of those things. It's been decades.
Yeah.
But should we?
Yeah, no.
I think there's just certain things that can go untouched. And I think
I'm down.
Yeah.
What? Wait. You're down for a Sound of Music reboot?
Sound of Music remake? Oh man,
it's been a while.
Starring Rachel Zegler.
No, man.
No.
I'm over it. I was thirsting last week.
It's this week now, guys. It's a different Leo.
New week, new Leo. I'm done with the
oh shit.
Uh-oh.
See what happens.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
So stupid.
Oh man.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's become my opinion. We'll see how it goes.
And to be fair, what do they have? Mary Poppins Returns. Bless Emily Blunt's heart, but
I suppose. Me trying to be non-controversial, I suppose.
All right, y'all. This is wild because this was a rumor that I loved, and DC Studios. I mean, I don't know if it was a little bit of James Gunn in here that giving the sign off, but they've greenlit a Clayface film with Mike Flanagan set to write. I kind of wish he would just direct the thing, but just knowing Mike Flanagan's involved and this is a go, this is awesome. I love the idea of this monster that's probably going to have some type of tragic backstory. I think Flanagan's perspective on Clayface is going to be really interesting. Eli, I know you're a big fan. How excited were you for this news?
This has got sauce, guys. This makes Clayface in and of itself. I'm not the most familiar with Clayface. I really only seen Clayface as a villain in media. I've most recently, what was it? It was the Harley Quinn animated series that
Yeah.
and I loved his interpretation of the
good.
character.
Wasn't that
It's
more like
so-
satirical kind of like
100%. I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Oh, yeah.
it's real. It's so
Yeah.
not real. But I think it's a character, just like in the name, that you can mold to your liking. And I think it has the potential to be a really, really cool, just horror villain, and getting into body horror with DC Studios. I think it's exactly the kind of niche specific thing, like nitty gritty things that this new era for DC Studios is set to be. And it's something that really differentiates them from Marvel. Because as much as Marvel does all these multiverse variants, we're getting a lot of the same, formulas here, just with different variations. Whereas DC, for better or for worse, is trying to do something different with every outing. And
yeah, like Folie à deux.
Batman, for sure. It's different. I said better or worse.
Different.
I had my best friend the other day, one of my best friends the other day. I said, "Oh, those shoes are pretty." And she said, "Oh, they're fashion forward." I'm like, "Oh, that's such a nice backhanded way to say that you don't like them."
You're like, oh, it's like
Fashion forward. She's like, "Yeah, I just don't see the vision yet. You're just so far into the future."
Yeah,
I'm
what
gonna
about
tell
you,
you
Leo?
that.
And also, do we know if this is Elseworlds? Like, is this going to connect to Matt Reeves? What have you heard, Leo? And are you excited for this?
Look, man, I'm excited as hell, but is this gonna make money? Like, I'm just being honest. I'm just like, all right, like, listen, love that Superman's on the slate. Love that we got Supergirl on the slate. What the fuck is this, James Gunn? Like, honestly, I not to be rude or anything. I think this is a great idea. Why is this not like a mini series on Max? I just don't know that it'll do well in theaters. Like, I know Joker did good, but Joker's like the biggest Batman villain.
Yeah.
So if you drop a Green Goblin film or a Venom film, Venom, as we saw, the first Venom did well.
Yeah.
But that's because they have name. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just don't know that Clayface has that name to where it's going to bring a ton of people to the theaters. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be.
That's actually a really good
wrong,
point. Because I feel like some people don't even know who Clayface is.
No.
Right? So.
DCU, not Elseworlds.
Thank you, James.
Do we think that, I don't know, like I guess it depends on how far, now I'm saying fashion forward, how far into the future this one is on the slate, because maybe it'll help it. I'm not trying to be a Clayface defender all of a sudden, but let me give it a chance. Let me cook 1 second. What if we had a tease of Clayface or the Batman Rogues Gallery in general in the DCU, and to just kind of dig into that, perhaps in maybe a post-credit scene, maybe in movies prior to this one, maybe that'll help bring it along. But I think what James is saying in the chat, Gunn is bringing his weirdness to the brand, and like I was saying earlier, I think that's something that will help it in a way to bring in those niche audiences while still having like these big tent poles like Superman,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if they can budget it right and they can market it right, this has the potential to be like, a really like silent killer at the box office in terms of, we have an August September release for that horror movie season going, and it might not even have any competition or much competition if they decide to release it like that. I feel like this has the potential to be kind of a sleeper horror movie if they go that route.
Absolutely. Marketing is going to be everything, but I think if they lean into horror, yeah, I could see it.
Exactly. Again, we
don't know.
talked about it earlier. The horror fans show up.
I don't know,
It
folks.
could pique curiosity. It could. I'm just saying. Is it gonna make a Billy? No.
Well, no,
Let's be real.
I don't know, folks.
To
don't
be
know.
determined.
TBD.
All right, y'all. And let's wrap it up with another superhero universe. We were talking about this at the start of the show, but Sony Studios looks to restart their Spider-Man universe after the continued box office failure of their current Spider-Man Marvel universe without Spider-Man, whatever it's called. Really low box office returns, minus the first two Venom films, which did pretty decently. Morbius, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, flopping, just getting obliterated by critics. Not a lot of fan support. Just not doing well. Kraven, obviously, we were talking about in the box office polls, it bombed. This is really interesting. I don't know the direction Sony's gonna go. Obviously, they don't want to lose their cash cow here, but I think they gotta realize. I don't know what they're gonna do with Marvel about in terms of bringing maybe Spider-Man just back into their universe or something like that. But I don't think this works without Spider-Man. I mean, am I wrong? Like, Leo, how do you feel about this whole thing? Like,
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I'll be honest with you, dude. I don't think they can do this without Spider-Man. They can't do it without Spider-Man. It's just impossible to pull off these box office wins without. Venom was an anomaly. It was the first. It had the name recognition. Now, I think this could have been a successful universe if after Venom you did Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Or like
a more familiar villain.
Yeah, do like the major villain. And I know that like Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina are like associated with those characters. I get it. But if they decided to do like a different actor and went Green Goblin, Doc Ock, I think they would have made money. Maybe that wouldn't have been great, but they would have made money. People know who the hell Green Goblin is. People know who Doc Ock is. Don't nobody know who the hell Madam Web. Don't nobody know who the hell that is, really.
And also, unless to an extent, like Morbius, like people were like, "What the fuck? What's this vampire doing?"
That's the worst one out of all of them. In terms of name recognition,
tragic,
easily. Like who?
And remember, they were trying to do El Muerte.
Like, El Muerto. They were trying to do El Muerto. They were trying to have Donald Glover be that one dude. I was just like, listen.
Yeah, I can't even remember the dude's name.
I'm just like, I just don't understand what they're trying to pull off here. And then they had Vulture at the end of Morbius, and it was just like, dude, this is a mess. But like, apparently, they're like, supposedly, they're like seriously taking the losses seriously. Like they're like, dude, we gotta redo this shit.
And it took 6 years to take the losses seriously.
That's pretty bad. Like, because I think the first two, they were on the right track. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I think the two of those, they were on the right track. Because, like, box office wise, those did well.
Yeah.
They had people who really enjoyed the Venom movies. Then we get to Morbius, and it all tumbles down after that. Like, it just, I'm gonna give this to Sony. They were winning with the first two Venom movies. They were.
For sure.
The second one, like, broke records for, like, movie theaters during COVID. So it did well. Both of those two did well. And then Morbius came out, and it was just like, oof. They thought that they had the sauce of these characters, but I'm like, Morbius? Imagine if, like, just delete everything after Venom 2 and imagine if it was, like, Green Goblin, Doc Ock. Dude, people would be like eating this shit up.
Yeah.
Maybe not us, but like the Venom fandom will be eating it up.
Yeah. Do you think it was a mistake not having Tom Hardy be more a part of those other films? Because I feel like Tom Hardy had a good presence and a good people know his face, people know him, you know.
There's no interconnectivity and there's no Spider-Man. And if you're gonna do no Spider-Man, then like, yeah, you do need to have some kind of through line. Yeah. Because at least people liked Tom Hardy and the Venom character.
Yeah.
They got to be
A
in it.
Nexus being, if you will.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't have to be like Stan Lee and cameoing in every single one, but to your point, Leo, there's got to be some connective tissue, right? Like, but yeah, man, I like that. I know they've been wanting to do a Sinister Six for a long time. I don't know if you jump into Sinister Six.
I don't know. You should probably use the
over it.
Sinister Six characters if you want to do that.
Right?
Right.
That's
a good point.
Bobby.
Hey,
I don't know about all that.
What's up, Chili Boy? Larry in the building.
What's up, Larry?
Stream.
Congratulations. I know he's happy about the Broncos.
Yeah, let's go, Larry. Broncos.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, Eli, I mean, I know you've been kind of chiming in a little bit. I mean, like, is there a solution here? Like, put on your thinking cap. Let me let you cook. What would you do?
Safely.
What is happening right now? That's SpongeBob?
I'm like, what?
Yes. That was the SpongeBob funeral march right there.
Oh, it's done.
Just let it cut the cameras dead ass. If I think you just gotta start from scratch. I think you gotta go back to the negotiating table, and try to make Spider-Man a part of this because there's just truly there's truly no way. You can't have a rogues gallery without any feedback, without any balance from your heroic protagonist.
Yeah, without the hero.
Without the hero, why are you the villain? If not, like, are you really the villain? You're just some guy, you know. You're just some paramedic with glasses. You're just, you know, some guy with a parasite. Like, shit. You might as well be some dude from Fire Island. Like, I don't know. Like, who are you? Who are you without like that anchor being? You are a goofball. And not even, I mean, shit, even Goofy in a Goofy movie had his anchor being. This is just goof. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, it is either sell this IP back to Marvel Studios, cut your losses, and try to make some money back, because I know they've had some significant economic losses with these investments, with these films, and just do something else. Pivot, guys, because
So a lot of people have been kind of clamoring. What if they did like a live action Miles? But I mean, I would hate for it to not be MCU. But what if that was their route?
Nope. I want Miles in MCU. I'm sorry.
Okay. So you're team MCU on that. Okay.
I think what they do is they do like the other Spider people, Miguel. Like Spider-Man 2099.
If you're gonna do Spider-Man, or you're gonna hang on to that IP with, like, you know, with the grit of your teeth, you're gonna do the heroes. You're gonna do all these fun Spider variants. Yeah. You're gonna do all these things, and you can incorporate your rogues gallery into that. But do not give me Kraven the Hunter in his own movie. He barely gets enough time in the video games. Like, what are you talking about?
Real quick, though, I gotta give it to Madam Web. The advertising, I was looking forward to like some Spider Women. I was like, what? Like, when I saw the trailer and they were like in the spider suits, I was like, yo, hold on. Maybe we don't have a Spider-Man, but we have some Spider Women.
It's anti-feminist is what it is.
So stupid.
Well, I mean, they tricked you guys, right? Because I didn't watch it. They tricked you all, right?
Tricked. Yeah, I watched. I was tricked, fooled, bamboozled. I thought maybe I'd at least get the last like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Man, I didn't even get like 2, bruh.
That's wild. And it's wild that they advertise it like that. Like, that's crazy.
Let's look really quick at Lionsgate Films 2024. Let's just look at their slate. Okay? Because
do I need to play the funeral march again? Hold on.
It was a misfire. Okay, so in 2024, they released, let's see, Miller's Girl. Oh. Didn't do well.
Miller?
Imaginary. Arthur the King. These are just a few, by the way. This isn't all of them. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Boy Kills World. Strangers Chapter 1. Kill, Borderlands, and The Crow.
Those all flop.
Those are just a few.
Flop.
Megalopolis.
Tina Aguilera.
Megalopolis. I mean, just flop after flop after flop. They literally
It might
renamed
as
the
well be a
studio.
fish out of water.
That's
Rename the
crazy.
studio to Megaflopolis because wow, they are struggling.
Flopgate. That's what it is.
Flop game.
Do you think we as Marvel fans find a way to get the Spider-Man rights back to Marvel Studios? I mean, I don't know how we as fans could. I don't know if they'll take a GoFundMe
No,
seriously, but
Sony's not about to give that up.
no,
Spider-Man's never going to Marvel Studios. Sorry.
no,
Yeah.
unless Marvel like whips out that checkbook and makes an offer Sony can't refuse.
It's not happening.
It's not happening,
Sony's
guys.
not giving it up.
Get ready for Into the Karakverse.
Every time Amy Pascal's talking about it, she's licking her chops about the next Spider-Man movie coming out. I'm like, no, she's not. They're never giving it up, ever.
It's rough. It's rough out
Guaranteed.
here.
Sorry,
Right.
never.
It's kind of like, is it what was that movie? Pet Cemetery, where the pets come.
I remember that.
back from
That
the
was
dead?
awesome,
Yeah.
actually. Or actually, wasn't that the second one? Let There Be Carnage?
What?
Like when they were looking at him on the TV?
Yeah.
That was Let There Be Carnage, right?
Right. That is true. That is true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was weird. Again, weird decisions, weird teases.
And he like
That-
licked the screen. I was like,
Aye.
I was
I
like,
want them to just do the Spider-Man, like do Spider-Verse, do this like Spider Noir show. Just do the Spider people. Delete this. We're done. No more villain
They should
movies.
too.
Move
I
on.
think they can really bank on the animated aspect of the Spider-Verse.
Absolutely.
Maybe perhaps not exclusively, Miles Morales' Spider-Verse, but get into those niche little things. Maybe do like a what if situation. Marvel's what if.
Larry
pretty
said,
stuff.
who can blame him because it was Tom Holland on the screen?
I knew it. I knew somebody was going to think that.
I'm
He was
sorry. I just gotta say this
Whoa.
though about Kraven. He's like the world's greatest hunter in the comics. How are
Right.
they gonna have
That's kind
homeboy
of his
like?
thing.
How they gonna have homeboy defending animals? Like, listen, I don't want to see animal cruelty. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see that. But I'm like, man,
made
how
him
do you have this
Tarzan.
man out here like the exact opposite of his comic book character?
Yeah.
That's the case for all of these characters, bro. And honestly, Madam Web could have been an opportunity for Sony to take an anti-ageist route and actually cast an older woman in the role of Madam Web to kind of pull the strings together in this universe. She's like the Nick Fury, if you will, of like this Spider-Man unit. She could have been like something great.
Can you imagine they got like Meryl Streep?
Or Helen Mirren, or like
Helen Mirren would have been fun.
anybody, like any
To be the
older
old
actress.
OG, not
Catherine
Madam Web.
Zeta-Jones.
Honestly, you could even have Dakota Johnson playing like some younger scenes as this character, and then the older eventual Madam Web is that older actress, Helen Mirren, anybody else. I just think that would have been a better way to weave this universe together. She weaves together a team of characters to take on these larger threats. That would have been awesome. Like, honestly, I think that's an idea they could have ran with, but it's this weird Dakota Johnson movie where like she has these teenagers and she's trying to help them out. And they're running away from this weird Spider-Man knockoff dude. Like, what a weird movie that ended up being, honestly.
Yeah.
Madam Web
at
is
the
the
end of
bottom
the
of this
day-
universe for me.
End of the day, her web connects us all. And it's the friends we made along the way.
Yeah,
I mean, we did have Defenders. I you know what? Even though you could say it was hit or miss, the Defenders era on Netflix was a really, really fun one. Like, I really loved having
Daredevil.
Luke Cage. We had Daredevil. We had
even
oh my
Defenders
God.
was pretty good. I liked
Defenders
Defenders.
was fun. I feel like we needed more Sigourney Weaver, but it was really, really good. I'm trying to remember Kristen Ritter's character's name. Oh my God.
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
Oh,
there
good.
you go. I don't know why I forgot her
I
name,
like how
but excellent.
you very slyly just did not mention Danny Rand, but it's okay.
Okay.
At least we got
Oh,
Jessica
God.
Henwick.
He doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Our Iron Fist is Colleen Wing.
Exactamente.
My baby girl.
Uh-oh.
No, but I feel to that point. Anyways, those street level like stories are very fun, and they, not to overuse the word gritty, but they're grounded. They're literally grounded, not just in the storytelling, obviously, but it feels very human and like easier to connect to with these street level heroes, because it's like the girl next door. Like, this could actually be somebody that just had something really unfortunate happen to them, and they're just trying to do some good with it. And I think that very, very simple story has such a plethora of possibilities that I have to hand it to Netflix during that time. I think they handled very well, and that's definitely, something that Sony could learn from. But, you know, they
That's
got
to
the
your
Madam
point.
Web lenses on. They can't see
It,
through
like,
them.
like it thematically made a lot of sense what they did, and I thought it was pretty cool the way they built up the Defenders. So
For sure. 100%.
Why Sony? I think this person's asking why is Sony not sharing some Rose Gallery characters with Marvel Studios? Money. They're
That's
green.
it. It's
They're being
all a business decision at the end of the day. Getting in the
greed
way
is
part
evil,
once
and
again.
Sony will not cut Marvel their check. And they had to
Not that they
fight
need it.
over Spider-Man for No Way Home and all that. So
Exactly. That was crazy.
But
yeah,
Sony, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do.
get it together.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that
All
wraps it up.
All right, gang. Let's go around the horn. Let the people know where they can find you and what you got coming up on your respective platforms. Starting with Low.
Oh, hey, you can follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden, proud editor and critic for The Cinema Spot. Follow us on all socials at The Cinema Spot and thecinemasspot.com. We got awesome film and TV reviews. I just wrote a review for Wicked. That is live on the channel. Please check out my review for Wicked. I'm about to write one for War of the Rohirrim. We've got other great ones for Anora, Creature Commandos. Check us out at thecinemasspot.com.
Guys, go check them out at thecinemasspot.com. Elay, what you got coming up?
Well, it's not as exciting as Low. Damn, like that. I'm excited for that. But yeah, you can find me at Captain Melendez on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can also follow at Puerto Rico or PR Critics on Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow the PRCA podcast on Spotify, where we have some really fun coverage with our Puerto Rican film critics.
Awesome, guys. Definitely go follow her at PR Film Critics and follow what they're up to, guys, here on the channel. Y'all, listen, we got a busy week with Mufasa, Sonic, potentially Squid Game around the corner. So tune in on the channel, guys. There will be coverage for that. But from December 19th to December 26th, I will be out on vacation in Chicago, so I will not be posting as much. It'll be a little bit of a dark time on the channel in terms of the content coming out. But once I get back, y'all, there will definitely be more to come. Tune in Sundays at 7 p.m. MT, 6 p.m. PT. Y'all, come on back next time, and thank you so much for dropping in. Again, come on back to the main channel, Geekly Goods, this exact same time, same place next time, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.